Sound the bugle, gentlemen! Edward Hastings' invasion of Belgium has begun! So just to recap where we left off last episode, Edward Hastings has launched a solo campaign to invade Belgium. We've just entered Belgium, we've beaten the shite out of Hendrik Visser. We lost about 40 Englishmen doing so we replaced them with Dutch soldiers who we are at war with, but we saved them so that they're ours now, and we're going to assault Bruges. That is where we are. Make sense? Lovely. Alright, gentlemen, let the first ever Edwardian Hussars-led siege begin. I don't mean to alarm you, gentlemen. However, I have never actually been in command of a siege before. I've only ever, been in the ranks of other armies. This is different. I'm in command of the whole army, and this is a first. So, we're going to try various tactics, the first one being just simply charge, see what happens. Oh yeah, I forgot literally half of our army's Dutch. Well, here are the Belgian defenders. They don't stand a chance against the Edwardian Hussars. They don't look that fortified. I mean, I'm sure we can just overwhelm them in close quarters. Well, there goes nothing then. I'm going to lead the dragoons in a charge, and the infantry are going to cover us. What is the worst that could happen? We get shot, please. For Queen and country! Even though I've no bloody idea where she is right now. That quite hurt, you bastard. Good heavens, this is surprisingly going well. I mean, according to plan, and not at all surprisingly. I am not surprised in the slightest. I need to appear competent. Cut them down, chaps! It will be a glorious day for the Edwardian Hussars, and I better bloody get something for my efforts. I do hope Queen Victoria hears about this, and specifically the minor detail that this is all Edward Hastings doing, this whole campaign. So when Belgium has been knocked out of this war, she better take a look at that and say, right, Edward, you are competent enough to be a vassal now. Although saying that, the last time I saw her was when we got captured by the Austrians, so God knows where she is. That goes for the rest of the British generals. I haven't a clue where they are. Haven't seen them in yonks. But enough chit-chat, we have Belgians to shoot. Remember, chaps, there is always somebody having a worse day than you. Right, this trench is clear. I believe we have one more to go. Bruges is literally seconds and a few Belgian soldiers away from being British. Never mind, Bruges is British. An absolutely valiant and glorious victory for the Edwardian Hussars with no help from anybody else. Now I'm just going to replenish my army a little bit by recruiting some more Dutch chaps, and then I am sure we are going to be awarded by the Empire for our efforts. Seeing as this entire campaign is kind of Edward Hastings. I'm joining the Prussians! No, you know what? It's fine. I understand. I'll just finish my conquest of Belgium, and then I'll ask to be a vassal of the British Empire. How does that sound? Well, at least we have made a landing, and we now have a foothold in Belgium. We have secured Bruges. However, I am not going to Gallipoli this. We are not just going to stay here and await further orders. We are not going to dig in. Oh, bloody hell, I didn't even know I could get promoted anymore. Anyways, we are going to advance straight to Brussels. It says up there that Edward Hastings' renown is 99. I believe for us to become a vassal of any faction, we need that to be at 150. So I am hoping that by the end of this campaign, when Edward Hastings has single-handedly knocked Belgium out of the war, we should have enough renown to become a sworn vassal of Queen Victoria and the British Empire. But as of now, however, we must advance to Brussels with haste. And that is funny, because his name is Edward Hastings. It's a joke. Come on then, Brussels. Best not keep the devil waiting. Alright, we'll be able to attack in 72 hours. In that time, I suppose we'll just sit comfortably. For a political update, it would appear we are now at war with Persia, and Prussia is beating the shite out of Württemberg. It has taken 2 of their lords prisoner. But enough sitting around and reading about other countries' wars from the Daily Telegraph. It is time for us to take our own next course of action. To arms, chaps. We won't do much good from down here. Melee weapons, chaps. In the name of the Edwardian Hussars, we charge! We are at the point where at the end of this battle, I have no hope of being rewarded control over the region for my valiant efforts and hard work. I am just hoping to gain the right to hold territories in the future through gaining renown. These chaps died the day they joined the Edwardian Hussars division. They have absolutely no fear. Come on, you Belgian bastards! This will be one less country for us to have to deal with in this massive world war that we are currently in. Safe to say we've secured the front trench, but we'd be mad to stop here. Right, that's far from ideal. I literally just jumped straight into his bayonet midair. I'm surprised I'm not impaled. It is not a war crime. They are enemy combatants. What are we walking for, chaps? This is hardly the Somme. What the devil are you chaps doing? Run, gentlemen. Run like it's Dunkirk. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. There we are, spiffing. It would be alright with me that you just shot your own mate, but you shot him in the back, you coward. That wasn't his back, he knew I was there, it's fine. Bloody hell, those statistics look a lot better than I expected. This is it, gentlemen, the final charge. Do your best to avoid getting shot, and we'll have tea and medals in Brussels in no time, chaps. What did I just say, you stupid bastard? For the Edwardian Hussars, Queen and Country. I need to think of other things to say. Never turn your back on soon-to-be nobility, old boy. Bloody hell, this chap's clearing this entire trench single-handedly. Well, I can't let him have all the glory, can I? Oh, I thought that was the last of them. Who the devil else is there? Ah, of course. Listen, it's just not a war crime, is it? They were shooting at us. You can probably tell I've led this battle from the front. And just like that, all thanks to Edward Hastings and the Edwardian Hussars Division, Brussels has fallen. What do I get for this? Sod all. However, perhaps maybe in the future, in another solo Edwardian Hussars campaign against another country, I'll get something, who knows. For now, however, we serve out of our loyalty. Well, the map's looking significantly better, and the only two Belgian settlements left to capture are Liege and Charleroi. So, best hop to it. Yes, the garrison of Charleroi really does not look too competent. I believe we found our next target. Yield or die? Mate, do you know who I am? I am the reason as to why two of your settlements, including your capital, are now a different nationality. Today is the day, gentlemen. We've marched on Bruges, we've marched on Brussels, we're preparing to march on Charleroi. But before we do that, however, we have a quick stop to make, and that is killing the Belgian king. We are just a few battles left from completely annexing Belgium by ourselves. Can you imagine the films, the shows, the songs, the poems that will be made about us? Or probably me. Come on, chaps. Let's get one step closer to that future. Iron Maiden better make a song about Edward Hastings, I swear to bloody God. No worries as we charge across the field, through artillery fire, it's fine. Why, hello, old boy. I'm afraid to inform you that you may be a tad bit outnumbered. Have you ever seen something so majestic and beautiful in a video game before than this Edwardian Hussars formation? If this doesn't make you feel proud to be British, I do not know what will. Unless, of course, you're not British, in which case Edward Hastings is probably coming after you next. Still haven't heard anything from Queen Victoria ever since we lost to the Austrians, by the way. She's probably just on her way to Norwich. My apologies. I've just thought about Edward Hastings' new title for the first time. Colonel Edward Hastings. For the Belgian King's Army, they're not exactly making this very difficult for me. That's a darn show. Okay, hang on! This doesn't mean I've lost. I just haven't won. Looking at the statistics, we are definitely winning. Due to how Between Empires works, however, I'm going to have to retreat and continue the battle, otherwise said battle will never bloody end. Make no mistake, gentlemen, those Belgian scoundrels did not best me. They treacherously killed my horse, and then swarmed me 10 to 1. They are not at all gentlemanlike, and I therefore urge you to show them the same lack of respect and honour as they do us. Oh, those bastards. Because they killed my horse, said horse is now maimed and moves slower than a turtle trying to drag a Challenger 2. Well, I've arrived, and I'm surprised my chaps aren't back in London by now. Why are my chaps retreating? We are literally winning. Come on, you bastards. You really think you can best Edward Hastings in hand-to-hand combat? Right, you got lucky. Oh, it's no bother, we won anyways. Right, King Leopold did manage to escape, but at least it's not raining. After capturing the settlements of Bruges, Brussels, and now besieging Charleroi, Edward Hastings' military campaign was going well. Almost too well. So, naturally, my PC decided to only record about half of the rest of the things that happened. By which I mean, for the first half of the remaining clips, it would only record the audio of the first half of said clips, but not the video. So, this is going to be a mess, but allow me to try and guide you through it. After successfully repelling King Leopold's attack, Edward and his warband continue the siege on Charleroi. I admire your enthusiasm, old boy, but I did just defeat your king's vastly superior force in open combat. I'm not sure why you think this outcome will be any different. You know the drill by now, chaps. I've yet to replace my lame horse, so I'm still going about the same speed as the Black Knight in Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail after the events of the film. If they aren't wearing red, they're either our Belgian enemies or our Dutch allies, so just shoot them either way. Meanwhile, I'm going to nab a competent horse. Being stabbed is one thing, but being stabbed by a Polish flag is a whole new hell. Let's see if your Polish flag can save you from a broken neck. Remember, chaps, never hit a man while he's down, unless he's Belgian. Well, I believe that's the Belgian cavalry dealt with. Now let us move on to the rest of their army. Chin up, gentlemen. The sooner we are done here, the sooner we can assault Charleroi. And if this is the bulk of their force, I'm rather confident in our abilities. By Jove, if only cavalry will remain this useful in about 40 or 50 years into the future. Right, chaps, victory after victory. Edward Hastings is putting Alexander the Great's military campaign against the Persians to shame. Now about that siege then. Over the top, boys! At range they couldn't hit a barn door, and in close quarters, well, you're the Edwardian Hussars, you will win. Allow me to show you how it's done, chaps. Lead by example. Alright, you see the wind is blowing in their favour, that isn't fair. Well, the first wave was ineffective. Therefore, I'm going to do the most logical thing, and call for another one. Alright, the second wave is gone as well. Looks like it's just me. It could be worse. Oh, there's the second wave. What are you doing down there, you beggars? Get up here. And also have this chap, he's being impolite. Yeah, chaps, no worries as I just cut straight through you. No need to retaliate or anything. Oh, that was one of my Dutch chaps. I just slashed him with my sword. Well, he was only Dutch. He could have been British. Bloody hell, it's the artillery chaps! Usually I'd have a horse to run you lot down, but, it seems we'll have to make do with what we have. Just a few more of the bastards, and then we should be alright there. Alright, that is the third Belgian city, and we only have one left. Minimal casualties as well, would you look at that? One day. One day. Well, as of now, all we have is Liege left, and then Belgium is knocked out of the war and the world. Yes, from this point onwards is where the footage is just literally gone. What I think happens is Edward Hastings then advances up to Liege, captures it, Bob's your uncle, the Belgians are gone, and then advances up to the Netherlands and begins to besiege Breda, or Breda, this name. However, King William of the Netherlands had something to say about this. With how many bloody kings I'm fighting, Edward Hastings should, if not receive any of the bloody settlements he's capturing, at least receive a cool title, like Killer of Kings or something like that. Hello, duchies. Lacking horses, are we? What a shame. It's just a grand old time here in Holland. We lost no men. That is absolutely spiffing. Right, well, we didn't get the king, but you can't have it all. Come on then, chaps, let's continue the siege. I will not say no to a promotion. Well, the Belgium campaign's complete, and now we move on to the Netherlands. Let it be known all throughout the Empire that the fall of Belgium was all Edward Hastings and the Edwardian Hussars. Alright, you Dutch bastards. The Edwardian Hussars are knocking. What's your move? You may have won today, but there is always tomorrow.